channel. We're going to do some LED headlight installation today. These are by LX Light. They're 7-inch round LED headlights by Cree, C-R-E-E. I paid $70 for them in an Amazon flash sale. They had been $90. I'd been looking at JW speaker headlights, and they're anywhere from $607 to $700 if you buy them from an authorized dealer. If you buy them from Amazon, according to JW Speaker's website, they will not honor the warranty on the headlight. So that's a lot of money to spend on a headlight and then not have a warranty. You can, of course, get a third-party warranty through Amazon, but I decided to go with these. With 70 bucks, there wasn't much risk. Installation is really easy. You just have to have a flathead screwdriver, a Torx T15, and maybe a file. Online, the main criticisms that I saw for this headlight was, one, on the passenger side, the headlight does not want to fit into the housing easily. And some people use a grinder to grind the tabs down on the back of the headlight. Others have used a file, and some people manage to manipulate it and get it in there okay. Even on LX Light's website, they do make note of the fact that you will have some difficulty and may require some modification to get the headlight in on the passenger side. But all in all, I think that it was worth the risk. So let's get started. The instructions are basically no instructions. It's just take the grill off, take the old headlights out, put the new ones in. So that's your instructions. They're pretty hefty. When you first take them out, you're surprised at the weight. They've got some pretty good heft. And this is the electrical connection I was talking about. That hook up to your existing electrical, and then we'll hook up to this light. Okay, the first thing we need to do is take this plastic grill off, and it is held in place by 6 fasteners that are up on the top, and then down on the bottom of the grill are some clips. And all you have to do is take a flathead screwdriver on these fasteners and get up underneath there, pry it up, and then once you've got the little push part of it up, then you get underneath and pull the rest of it out. And that pin that will go back in there. So we've got 6 of those. Last one. After you have those fasteners out, the grill is held in by several clips that are on the bottom. So you've got to kind of pry it out, pull it towards you at the bottom of the grill, and you should hear it pop out. Now, my winch is kind of in the way, so I don't know what kind of problems that's going to cause. Okay, for me to get the grill completely off, I would have to take the winch off, which I'm not going to do, or at least a portion of the winch off. So what I've done is just I've taken the clips off that I can to give me enough access to the headlights, and then I've used a bungee cord to kind of keep it back out of the way for me. So we can definitely do this without taking it completely off. And this is a Torx T15, and there are 4 of these holding this retainer trim over the existing original headlight. This is the 4th and last one. Again, this is a Torx T15. Okay, you need this retaining trim piece right here. And then to get this off, you see this little red piece, this plastic piece right here. Pull that back. That slides back. It's a little difficult to get off. Just dirty. Really don't see any corrosion, but it was difficult to get off there. This is the connection that they provide for you. It goes right in here. Now I did hear that click. I definitely heard a click there. And I think it's when you put it on the light itself that it's difficult to get it to actually click into place. And I mean, there's not a click. I'm going to put a piece of electrical tape on that connection just to be safe. At least it should keep some moisture out. All right, so now we want to make sure that we orientate the headlight correctly into the housing. And it's the smaller light that's on the top. The bottom one is the high beams, and it has writing on the top and the bottom. So it'd be hard to put it upside down because that writing would be upside down. There's only one way this retainer will go and the holes will line up, so you'll know when you have it right. A little bit more challenging to get to it because I didn't get the grill all the way off. And depending on if you have a winch or if you have a different kind of winch, you might be able to pull it all off. But the way those tabs were, I could not get all the tabs out with the winch the way it is. The last one, and then I'll go back around and tighten all of them a little bit. All four are tight, and you'll notice right here is another T15, and you can access that with the grill in place, and that allows you, if you go counterclockwise, the headlight will pitch down, and if you go clockwise, the headlight will pitch up, and we'll be making that adjustment after we get everything in. Clicks into place nice. This does not. And when you look at it, there really is no mechanism to cause a click. There's not anything that would go into place that looks like that would result in, you know, a click. And then there's no release for it either. So this is just the way it's made. Just get it in as tight as I can and then put some electrical tape on it. Let me see if I can pull this out so you can see it a little better. Now this is the passenger side, and this is where everybody has the problem getting it in there. These little tabs right here fit into these little grooves that are in the housing, and people complain that the tab is too long. And so some people have used a rotary grinder, a small little grinder to grind it down, and other people say that you can just use a file. So initially I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to see if I can get it to fit in there. And then if it doesn't, then we'll have to grind those down. But there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And they have the corresponding places on the housing that they need to rest into. Okay, I'd read a lot of reviews and a lot of people talking about the problem getting these in and what they did, either grinding it down or filing it down. It turned out to be more work than I thought it was going to be. And I filed these, at least 2 of the tabs down, these 2 here. And this is brand new, so believe me, I don't like messing with brand new stuff and scratching it up and filing it down, but that's what it was going to take to get it on here. I mean, I knew that going in, but it ended up being a little more work than I thought it would be. I'm going to get the wiring in here where it's not impeding it from going into the housing. Okay, the retaining trim piece. The right spot. Yep. I gotta admit, it wasn't as easy as I wanted it to be. Turn the headlights off. You gotta line these tabs back up. Make sure this tab is lined up to go in. You have one tab over here. Make sure we're all in. Good. Now we put these fasteners back in. Six of those. Okay, number 6. All right, we've got all 6 fasteners back in. I'm going to double check the clips, make sure I have them all in place. And all the tools. I'm going to keep these because if these fail, these are going back in. All right, so we've got a little bit of sun left, and in just a minute we will adjust these headlights, make sure that they're not too high, that they're not going to be blinding people. I think they look pretty good though. I mean, I like the look. All right, the sun's gone down, so we can adjust these headlights and make sure that we've got them aimed right and we're not blinding people. So again, you need a Torx T15 and some blue painter's tape, and we've got a black blanket, and I should say a measuring tape too. So what I'm going to first do is measure the distance from the ground into the center of the headlight. And that's about 43.5 inches. So 43.5 is right there. And put a piece of blue tape there. And then put one over here towards the other headlight. So that's about 43.5 inches from the ground. And you can see the headlights are on right now. And some people refer to the headlight that's on the passenger side as the ditch headlight, because that is the one that is closest to the curb or the side of the road. I've heard it suggested that the ditch headlight could be a little higher up than the one that's on the driver's side. And the way it's set up right now, that is the case. I'm going to bring them down both a little bit, and then we'll go out and test it ourselves on the road with my vehicle and my wife's vehicle and see if it's blinding people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up the passenger side headlight with a blanket. Now we can just focus on the driver's side headlight. And I'm going to bring it down a little bit. The way I do that is use the Torx 15 and go counterclockwise, so to the left. And you'll see, if you want to turn and put the camera on the garage door, you'll see it go down. Now I'm going to cover the driver's side. And now I'm going to lower the passenger side a little bit. Okay, now as I turn it counterclockwise to the left, you see it start to come down. Right's on. All right, we got the headlights adjusted, and my wife and I will go out later with me in the Jeep and her in her car, and we'll see if I'm blinding her. But the only thing I would say about it is it was a little more difficult to get in that passenger headlight than I thought it would be based on the reviews I read. I did know it would be an issue, but it took a little more time. So I would say unless you're inclined to do a little handiwork, you might not want to consider these headlights. But they were very inexpensive. I like the way they look, and if they last, it was a bargain at 70 bucks. And I think it'd be a bargain at $90 too. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and please like this video if it helped you out for a future install. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.